Hello everyone, my name is Emily Russell and this is my food presentation on bulgogi. Bulgogi, also known as fire meat, originated in 37 BC during the Goguryeo dynasty. It is a staple food within the Korean culture due to its common characteristic of marinated roast meat that is sliced and includes rice. Historically, bulgogi was first known as roasted meat that was marinated on a skewer. Then it became known as marinated beef, roasted and soaked in cold water. Eventually, it changed to no biryani after the Joseon dynasty. In the modern era, the name changed to bulgogi. And on your right is a picture from the Goguryeo dynasty. During the modern era, Korea went through Japanese colonization as well as the Korean War. This led to bulgogi becoming commercialized, as well as a food staple within the Korean culture. It was a time where industrial and economic growth blossomed, which created new ways for cooking methods and caused bulgogi to be more accepted within the Korean culture. Politically, bulgogi is seen as a meal people can eat whenever they please. However, it was originally for the wealthy because of how expensive meat was. And on your left is a picture of Korea in the modern era, and on your right is a picture of Korea undergoing Japanese colonization. Regarding religion, the main belief in Korea is the power of yin and yang. With this belief, the people of Korea see food as medicine. They use healthy cooking, so they include the gifts of nature within each dish. In the Korean culture, they value communication, dedication, and consideration among the family. Their traditional meals symbolize the use of natural ingredients and the mother's love. And on your right is a picture of the yin-yang symbol and what it means. The nutrition composition of a bowl of bulgogi includes 281 calories, 2 grams of fat, 50 grams of carbohydrate, 12 grams of protein, 3.1 grams of fiber, 1 milligram of iron, and 209 milligrams of potassium. Overall, this dish can increase as well as decrease the risk of developing some diseases in humans. And below, I provided a breakdown of the ingredients and their relationship with disease. You have white rice, which can increase the risk of type 2 diabetes, and sirloin steak, which can reduce the risk of heart disease. When talking about the ingredients, I know the main ingredients of the dish are fresh because in Korea, they use their land as their main source for ingredients. They have an abundance of rice fields, which allows them to have fresh rice daily. The ingredients are of high quality because Korea was one of the first to undergo and apply Green Revolution. These ingredients have not been processed, which gives them that freshness. And with applying a new technique of farming, it gave the ingredients their high quality. Here is a picture of the ingredients I used in the dish. And you can add other ingredients such as green onions or garlic cloves if you'd like. When talking about agriculture, this dish is not a seasonal meal as it is consumed year-round. The availability of the dish is also year-round because the ingredients are available throughout the year. With the rice, attempting to grow it during the winter would not be possible, so it would need to be store-bought. In Korea, on the other hand, the rice is easier to grow because of how close it is to streams and the climate of Korea. This dish is also easily sustainable because it is quick and easy to make and has been around for centuries. And on your right is a picture of a Korean rice farm. So when preparing the dish, you want to first start by making the marinade for the beef and letting the beef soak in it for 4 to 5 hours in the fridge. After it is soaked, you want to grill each side of the beef 3 to 5 minutes and flip it halfway through. While grilling, you also want to steam your rice. Finally, you want to place your beef on top of the steamed rice. And on your left is a picture of the cookbook I used for this dish. Here I provided a picture of the recipe I used, and as you can see, it takes about 10 to 20 minutes to cook, and makes 6 to 8 servings. When tasting this dish, I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. It did not have an overpowering flavor, nor did it have an overpowering smell to it, and in all was a simple dish. When I took a bite of the bulgogi, the meat was very tender and sweet from the marinade. It was full of flavor and really juicy, which I liked a lot. I could not really taste the rice that much, and it provided more consistency than flavor to the dish. Overall, I could really taste the saltiness of the soy sauce the most, which came from the marinade the beef was in. I think if the dish had a spicy sauce with it, I would have liked it a lot more because it would have balanced out the sweetness. However, I would eat this dish again. Also, people eat bulgogi in a unique cultural way as they eat it with chopsticks. And here's a picture of the dish I made. And as you can see, you have the rice and then the beef on top. So when comparing my social and cultural experiences to Korea's, I found that bulgogi has never been introduced into my culture. We have never had Korean food, so this was a very new experience for me. The ingredients of this dish, on the other hand, have been incorporated in my culture before. We consume beef all the time, but it is usually not marinated. With the rice, we only consume the Mexican style, whereas in Korea, their culture focuses on natural ingredients and consists of white rice. Socially, I see bulgogi as a meal I would get at a restaurant or make at home, but in Korea's culture, it is viewed as a meal that embraces natural powers. It allows them to receive natural gifts as well as portray their mother's love. Regarding religion, the beliefs in Korea differ from mine. They value yin and yang and see their traditional meals as a way to receive the power of nature. However, in my culture, we do not use the yin and yang ideology and see our meals as something that satisfies us when we are hungry. Overall, my cultural and social experiences are quite different compared to the cultural and social experiences of people in Korea. Thank you, and I hope you give bulgogi a try.